While this podcast isn't rated explicit, the content may not be suitable for younger listeners. Welcome to Sex for Saints, the Christian couple's guide to great sex. I am your host, certified sex and marriage coach, Amanda Lauder. This is episode 351, Why is she not attracted to me? Welcome to Sex for Saints, a podcast for Christian couples. My goal with this podcast is to help enlighten, educate, and inspire you to understand yourself, your spouse, and your sexuality better. I talk about sex in a way you probably haven't heard before. I'm bold, I'm direct, but I keep everything in line with my strong Christian values. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. If you are listening to this on the day this airs, which is January 10th, I am currently in Arizona preparing for the marriage of my oldest daughter tomorrow. So I am so excited for her and her fiance and their wedding. We've been planning it for a long time, and it's exciting that this day has finally come, and I can't wait to share with you all the details when I get back. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram because I'm sure I will be posting some candid photos from the wedding there as well. All right, let's get to today's topic. So you're doing what you've been told works. You're showing up. You're helping around the house, you're planning date nights, you're complimenting her, even Googling ways to improve your marriage. You take care of yourself, you earn a good living, you're a good dad. Yet, despite your efforts, your wife doesn't seem drawn to you. The spark just isn't there. Maybe she's distant, uninterested, or even frustrated by your attempts to connect. And you're left wondering, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with her? What else do I need to do? It's confusing and frankly a little demoralizing. I hear this all the time from men. So here's the truth that many men miss. And it's a tough one to swallow. It's not about what you're doing. It's about the energy behind it. Attraction isn't transactional. It's not something that you can earn by checking off items on a to-do list. In fact, sometimes doing all the right things come across as more repelling than connecting, especially if the energy you're putting out feels needy or insecure or overly accommodating. It can actually push her further away. This isn't just about being nice or trying harder. It's about stepping into a confident, grounded version of yourself that naturally draws her in. So today we're going to explore why doing all the right things doesn't work, what nice guy syndrome has to do with it, and how to shift into a more mature masculine energy that women find deeply attractive. So, what's the problem with doing all the right things? Well, when you're trying to rekindle attraction, it makes sense to focus on doing. Society teaches men that success, whether in relationships or life, that is achieved through action. If something isn't working, you fix it, right? If your wife seems distant, you try harder. You ask her what she wants, and you deliver. Flowers, compliments, housework, date nights. You follow the perfect husband playbook to the letter. The issue here isn't the actions themselves. Those can be very meaningful and thoughtful. The problem lies in the energy behind them, when your motivation is tied to getting a specific response, to make her notice you, to praise you, or to reciprocate with affection or sex. It shifts the energy of those actions. They feel like less than genuine and authentic expressions of love and more like transactions or even a little manipulative. Your wife doesn't feel seen or valued for who she is. She feels pressure to give you something in return. So picture this. You spend the afternoon cleaning the house because you know she's had a long day. When she comes home, you're eagerly waiting for her reaction. If she notices and thanks you, great. But if she doesn't seem impressed or is still maybe in a bad mood, you might feel resentful. I did this all for her and she doesn't even care. In her eyes, though, the cleaning wasn't about making her life easier. It was again about getting her to validate your effort. Or let's say you plan a romantic dinner. You light candles, you cook her favorite meal, you set the mood. It's a thoughtful gesture, but deep down, you're hoping it's going to lead to sex. When she thanks you for dinner, but she says she's too tired, you feel rejected, maybe even resentful. In her eyes, the dinner wasn't about connecting. It was about you and what you wanted from her. And that disconnect creates a subtle but powerful barrier to attraction. The dynamic in these scenarios creates tension. It creates pressure. So instead of feeling supported, your wife feels like she's being worked on, like your kindness is a strategy rather than an authentic expression. Attraction can't grow in that space because it feels forced and not natural. It feels like you're saying, please love me for everything that I'm doing for you, instead of letting her know how much you actually just love her. Are you and your spouse ready to take your relationship to the next level? Whether you're feeling disconnected, struggling with intimacy, or just wanting to strengthen your bond, couples coaching can be the game changer your relationship deserves. And I've got some exciting news. I've introduced new flexible options for couples coaching, giving you more options to fit your schedule, goals, and budget. Plus, my new lower pricing makes this life-changing work more accessible than ever. Couples coaching is an investment in your relationship that brings incredible benefits. You'll learn how to improve communication, understand each other's needs, and develop a more collaborative and fulfilling partnership. And yes, we'll address the intimate parts of your marriage too, helping you create the kind of connection you've always wanted. Don't wait to make your relationship a priority. Visit amandalauder.com/couples to learn more and book your spot today. Let's create the marriage you've both been dreaming of, starting now. So everything that you're doing brings us to a pattern that many men fall into: nice guy syndrome. Now, it sounds harmless. Who doesn't want to be a nice guy? But nice guy syndrome isn't about genuine kindness. It's about being overly accommodating, avoiding conflict, and suppressing your own needs in an attempt to win approval or keep the peace. Nice guys often operate under an unspoken contract. If I'm good to you, you owe me something in return, whether that's love, appreciation, or sex. And this dynamic feels heavy and inauthentic to women. Instead of coming across as confident and secure, it reads as needy and ungrounded. Nice guys often believe if I do everything right, she'll love me more. But this approach is rooted in insecurity. You're outsourcing your sense of worth to her reactions. So instead of being a confident, grounded partner, you're seeking her validation to feel okay about yourself. So imagine your wife is stressed about work. A mature response would be to listen, to validate her feelings, and to let her vent. A nice guy response might look like this. You immediately start offering solutions or trying to cheer her up, saying, "Don't worry, I'll handle everything tonight so you can relax." Now, on the surface, it seems helpful, but if she doesn't respond with gratitude or lightening up, you might feel frustrated or hurt, thinking, why doesn't she appreciate what I'm doing for her? This energy is draining for women. Instead of feeling supported, your wife may feel like she has to manage your emotions on top of her own. It's hard to feel attracted to someone who seems so dependent on your approval. Women don't want a fixer or someone who's overly eager to please at the expense of their own authenticity. They want someone who's solid, grounded, and willing to engage with them as an equal partner, not a caretaker or a people pleaser. So if nice isn't the answer, what is? Women are drawn to partners who embody mature masculine energy. This is a concept that goes beyond gender stereotypes. This isn't about being macho or domineering. It's about being a confident, grounded presence in her life. Mature masculine energy is steady, secure, and self-assured. It's not needy or dependent on her reactions. It's solid and self-sufficient. It's about being someone who knows his worth, has clear boundaries, and takes ownership of his desires without needing external validation. When you bring this energy into your relationship, your wife feels safe, not just physically, but emotionally. She doesn't feel pressure to validate you because she knows you're secure in who you are. That safety allows her to relax and open up, which creates the space for genuine attraction to flourish. So what does this look like in practice? Well, a man with mature masculine energy is present. He listens deeply when his wife speaks, not just to respond or to fix, but to understand. He's confident in his own skin, whether she's showering him with affection or taking some time for herself. He's strong, but not in a domineering or controlling way. His strength lies in his emotional steadiness and his ability to hold space for himself and his partner. So let's go back to our earlier scenario where your wife comes home stressed. So instead of trying to fix her problem or seek validation, you say, "That sounds like a rough day. I'm here if you want to talk about it." You're not rushing to solve her problems or prove your worth. You're simply holding space for her emotions. This grounded, calm energy is incredibly attractive because it shows strength without needing to control. Mature masculine energy means having a strong sense of self. Women are drawn to men who have their own passions, interests, and goals. Now, not that you're spending all of your time on the golf course and leaving her home with the kids. You have a balance, right? So if you've lost touch with your passions and your interests and your goals, it's time to reconnect with them, not just for her, but for yourself. So if you've always loved hiking but haven't made time for it lately, start scheduling regular hikes for yourself. When you're pursuing your own joy and fulfillment, you naturally become more attractive. Your wife sees a man who's alive, engaged, and passionate, not someone who's dependent on her for his sense of worth. Hey there, listeners. Exciting news. I'm opening up a few spots for one-on-one coaching again, and I'm thrilled to work with both men and women this time. If you're looking to transform your intimacy and relationships, this is your chance. Our coaching journey will span 12 weeks, giving us the time and space to make real, impactful changes. Interested? Head over to my website for more information and to secure your spot. Don't wait too long. These spots will fill up fast. Let's work together to create the relationship you've always dreamed of. So maybe you're realizing that you've been stuck in nice guy tendencies or focusing too much on doing instead of being. Don't worry. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about recognizing where you can grow and starting the journey to becoming a more grounded, authentic partner. If this feels overwhelming, that's okay. Shifting into mature masculine energy isn't about becoming a completely different person. It's about small, consistent changes in how you show up. So first, I want you to start with self-awareness. Take a step back. Examine your motivations. Are you doing things for your wife because you genuinely want to, or because you're hoping for a specific reaction? Recognizing where you've been seeking validation is the first step to breaking the pattern. Next, focus on presence. One of the most attractive qualities you can cultivate is presence. When you're with your wife, be fully with her, not distracted, not strategizing, just there. So if you're having a conversation, put your phone away, make eye contact, and really listen. This might sound simple, but it communicates volumes about your confidence and respect. Next, pursue your own growth. Reconnect with the things that make you feel alive, whether it's a hobby, a fitness routine, or a professional goal. When you're engaged in your own life, you bring a sense of purpose and excitement to the relationship. Next, lead with confidence, not control. Leadership in a relationship doesn't mean being the boss. It means taking initiative with clarity and care. This might look like planning a date without needing her to do all the mental labor, or expressing your desires directly instead of hinting or hoping she'll guess. So instead of saying, "Do you think we'll ever have sex this week?" say, "I'd love to spend some intimate time together tonight. How are you feeling about that?" This approach is confident, clear, and respectful, which is far more appealing than passivity or guilt. Next, hold space for her without needing a specific response. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply be there. When your wife is upset, resist the urge to fix or explain. Instead, listen, validate her feelings, and let her process in her own time. If she's venting about a rough day, instead of saying, "It'll be fine," try, "That sounds so frustrating. I can see why you're upset." This shows her that you're present and steady, not uncomfortable with her emotions. So as you step into this new energy, you'll notice changes, not just in your wife's behavior, but in how you feel about yourself. When you stop seeking validation and start showing up as your authentic self, you'll feel more confident, connected, and empowered. Your wife will notice too. She'll feel more drawn to the steady, grounded energy you're bringing into the relationship. She'll feel safer to open up emotionally and physically. Attraction isn't something you can force or earn. It's something that flows naturally when both partners feel secure and connected. Attraction isn't about doing more or trying harder. It's about becoming a version of yourself that you and she can't help but be drawn to. So if you've been doing all the right things and still feel stuck, it's time to stop focusing on actions and start focusing on energy. Attraction isn't about what you do, it's about who you are and how you show up. Shift into mature masculine energy, and you'll not only rekindle the spark in your marriage, but also step into a more authentic and fulfilling version of yourself. And if you need some help with this, come into coaching. I am now coaching men through my 12-week coaching program. You can find out all about it on my website under Get Help in the menu. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. Remember, love is a journey, not a destination. Stay committed, stay passionate, and stay connected. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Like what you're hearing on this podcast? Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Don't forget to leave me a review and share it with your friends.